The following program may contain subject matter and language suitable for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
And welcome back to the Meltdown. My name's Norm.
My name's Jeff.
And we appreciate you taking your vacation with us here at the Meltdown, because today we're talking about vacations. Vacation Nation. We are a nation of vacationers. If you have the money, if you have the time. Some people work at jobs where they just can't get the time, that much time. And I would say the majority would be working at jobs where they just don't make enough money to actually save enough to go on vacation, because they're not cheap. But they are fun. You know, I've gone on a couple in my life, most notably Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, Punta Cana, you know, was beautiful. Did that a couple times. Have you ever been to a resort, like an all-inclusive resort? No, okay. Let me tell you, Jeff. Let me tell you. Now,
I'm just not much of a traveler.
You're not much of a traveler. I didn't think I was either. My wife and I said, yeah, we're not really travelers. And boy, did we ever enjoy traveling.
It's not that I don't want to travel.
Oh my God.
It's getting there. But anyways.
Yeah. And that's a point of contention for a lot of people. Yeah. But let me tell you, let me just give you a little quick thing about all-inclusive resorts. They spoil the shit out of you. You know, you're sitting there on the beach, right? It's, I don't know, you get up at 7, 8, 9, doesn't really matter. It's all the same. The sun's out, it's warm, there's a nice breeze, there's palm trees everywhere. You're lying by the ocean or by the pool. It's like 10:30, you know, you're just, you know, you're sitting on the lounger, the sun's baking you, you're feeling good, you're starting to read your book, and, you know, some dude comes along and, you know, in a nice white outfit and says, you know, can I get you something to drink? And then that guy shows up every 25 minutes with a refill. And let me tell you something. After a week of being in an all-inclusive, you come back home, you get back to work, and at around 10:30, you look at your watch and you go, where's my drink? Where is my drink? Where is that guy? But, you know, we're going to be taking a look at vacations today, and we're glad you joined us. We're going to start off with some facts about vacations. Or about traveling, and then Lou Saracino is going to come in and give us a little twist on vacations in a Meltdown Minute, and then we're going to take a look at some actual complaints that have been submitted to, whether it's, you know, resorts or hotels or whatever. These are actual complaints while people are on vacation. And again, I just want to say this, folks, if you can get away, if you can actually go on vacation, it's a first world problem. If any complaint, oh, there's a long lineup in this thing, who could just shut up? You're somewhere warm, and there's a whole bunch of people that would kill to be where you are. Know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go now to. So I'm getting riled up, man. I am getting riled up.
You need a vacation.
I need a vacation. I really do. Let's go now to some Meltdown fun facts. All right, as promised, here we've got 10 interesting facts about travel backed by science. Okay, here. Number 1, jet lag feels worse if you travel from west to east. Recent research has discovered why this happens. Our internal clock has a natural cycle of sleep-wake modes that's slightly longer than 24 hours. Traveling from west to east makes the day shorter, while traveling from east to west makes the day longer and therefore easier for the brain to adapt to. Right?
That makes complete sense.
Yep, absolutely.
As I follow stuff on FlightAware, and you see
of course,
how it works.
Yeah. All right, here's fact number 2. The human brain is designed to remember novelty. So if you want to remember your vacation for a long time, you should make sure to include a dramatic change of scenery somewhere in the middle. Like stop sizzling on the beach and take a boat trip way out into the water, or head up to the mountains for a day. So that's interesting. You know, if you want to remember your vacation, I don't know. It's not hard for me to remember my vacations, especially in the middle of winter in Ottawa. Not at all. Not hard at all. Here's fact number 3. When you meet new people abroad or at a business meeting, you often forget their name the second they introduce themselves. Science says that's not because you are rude or stupid, but because your brain is focused on another thing, how to make a great first impression. The easiest trick to help your gray matter do its job is to use the person's name immediately after hearing it. So Julie, what brought you to New York? Is an example.
Right.
I don't know why that's a travel fact, but I guess it is because you're meeting people.
Yeah.
And you
can use it while you're traveling, while you're on vacation.
Yeah. But it's an overall great thing to do anyway.
Yeah.
I'm horrible with that too. People stare right at me, say their names. I go, and I as soon as it's out of their mouth, I can't remember.
I know enough to listen to their name and say it. I just don't do it. You're right. I've heard that years ago. Somebody said, repeat the person's name even if you repeat it in your head. Although it's better to it's a better way to do it. That
to hear yourself say it. Yeah.
But at the very least, say it in your head. Oh, hello, Maurice. Like in your head or whatever, and it's like. But yeah, so it's
hard to do.
I have a bad habit of like, I'm polite and everything, of course, but I'm like, 3 seconds later, I can't remember the name you just told me you have.
Okay, number 4. Happiness thrives when you spend your money on experiences instead of objects. Experiences give you a reason to wait in anticipation and memories to reminisce upon after the event. Furthermore, experiences are usually short and sharp, meaning you don't have enough time to adapt to what's happening and normalize it in your mind, which is what happens when you buy an object. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Here's number 5. Do you know what's the best part of your trip? It's actually not during your trip at all, but in the planning and preparation phase. A 2010 study discovered that going on vacation doesn't necessarily make you happier if you consider your experience stressful or neutral. Then your happiness levels after you've returned from a vacation will be the same of those as a person who hasn't been away at all. The mere anticipation of the time off, however, results in higher levels of reported happiness. So why not start planning right now? That's true. Sometimes, there's an old saying, it's not the destination, but the journey. Right? So I guess that's true. You could start planning. You could start thinking about it. You could start making yourself believe it's actually going to happen. And then if it doesn't look like you can afford it, you can jump back into last episode, grab some VR goggles, and take a vacation that way. All right, here, you're going to love this one, Jeff.
Okay.
Fact number 6. If you are a nudist, you have a higher chance of being satisfied with your body and with your life as a whole, regardless of how successful or attractive others may perceive you to be. Would you consider this new opportunity to be happier?
So that's if you're traveling to a nudist colony, is that correct?
Well, if you are a nudist.
Okay.
Yes, going to a nudist colony.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, if you're naked a lot, you get used to your body.
Oh,
like, you know what? This looks pretty darn good, actually.
Yeah, this is all I got.
This is all I got.
This is the car I'm driving.
I'm pretty happy with all the equipment.
Well, that's what I'd say. I'd say this is the car I'm driving. It's a bit of a clunker. It doesn't always work, but whatever.
Sometimes you got to lift the hood.
Yeah, it gets me here or there. That's all I need to do. Yeah. All right, here's fact number 7. If you wish you had the guts to parachute out of a plane or climb a sheer cliff, there's one simple thing you should do. Okay. Hang out with your most extreme friends more often. As it turns out, risk-taking is contagious. And I would add, it's easier to be goaded into something when you're in a large group of people that are going to do something. And that's not, and that works for positive things and negative things as well, right? Because when you're among the masses, sometimes you can be swayed. It's just the way people are. Yeah. All right, here we go. Number 8. Did you know there's research revealing which languages are the happiest? For example, contain the largest number of positive words. According to this measure, the happiest language is Spanish, with Portuguese, English, Indonesian, and French rounding up the top 5. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I did not know that. Here's fact number 9. Working during your vacation is worse than you'd expect. A recent study has revealed that sifting through work emails on the beach results in you remembering less from your vacation. Yeah. I have been to places with a work associate / friend that could not put the phone down and could not stop looking at emails and looking at this and looking at that. And half the time we were on a bus tour, and I remember looking out going, oh, look at that, it's cool. And I look over and, dude's on his phone. Yeah. And it's like, well, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people do like to work during their vacation, or at least check their emails, because then they think maybe there's a way I could write off this trip as a business trip if I'm doing business, right? Yeah. But the whole point to me of taking a vacation is getting the hell away from all that stuff. Yeah. All that stuff that stressed you. Think about the stress you went through every day. Think about the times you sat at your job going, fuck, I wish I was out of here. Well, when you're out, enjoy every second of it. Don't even think about work.
It's interesting because that works into a travel tip I've heard. Somebody was saying that if you're going to Australia in, say, January or February, and of course it's summer in Australia, it's warm all year in Australia, obviously, but January, February, that's summer months. They said if you're going there to do business, expect a lot of people to be on vacation. And in Australia, apparently, Australians very much value getting away from work. So don't expect somebody who's on vacation in Australia, who is from Australia, to want to work. That it's just not done. That a lot of people in Australia really value their time away from the job. Like you just don't work on the job, and that's what I've heard. I mean,
so you're saying if someone were from let's say we went down in January, February, and our intent was to work with Australians on something and introduce them to concepts, they might be saying, "Hey, I'm on vacation. I'm not interested."
Yeah, I'm not getting back to you until my week of vacation is over, and I will not get back to you for 7 days. Like apparently, that's sort of a warning. Like don't expect them to sort of drop their vacation.
Good for them.
So yeah.
Hot damn, good for you. Put another shrimp in the babby, eh? Yeah. I might. G'day, mate. Put a shrimp in the babby. Oh, I used to be able to do such a good Australian accent. That sucked.
That's pretty good.
No, it sucked. All right, here we go. Fact number 10. There is a correlation between the type of vacation you choose and your personality. For example, introverts are most likely to choose a mountain vacation, while extroverts would opt for a seaside getaway if there was like a lot of people around. And guess what, Jeff? Yeah. Guess what?
Okay,
we have a bonus fact.
Ooh.
Fact number 11.
Wow. All these facts go up to 11.
That's right. They're going to get very loud.
They're one louder.
Frequent flying leads to weight gain. The more at-risk group are business travelers who board a plane more than 21 days per month. Wow.
Well, there's a lot of sitting around.
Well, there is a lot of sitting around, and you can. I don't know. I don't. When I'm on a flight that's more than a couple hours, I like to have a drink. I like to relax. Never order a coffee on a plane because it's crap. And you
have to go to the bathroom. You gotta get up.
No, I won't do it.
Although something alcoholic is nice to have on a plane, I guess.
It is. And you know what, though? I've discovered is when you're like 50,000 feet in the air, alcohol has a double effect on... So if you get like a little buzz from 2 vodka sodas on Earth, up in the air, 50,000 feet, it would be a much bigger buzz. And I think it has to do with the air pressure and the whatever it is. Right. Like I said, I'm no surgeon, but I've not played one on television. That's it for our fun facts about travel. As this is a show about travel and vacations, we're not on any real timeline. We can take our time. We've got all the time in the world. And just before we get to our next segment, Jeff, as we are recording this show, at spring. The spring is now just coming. It's trying so hard to come to our city. Yeah. Winter is still there going, I'm not letting you in yet. Fuck you. But spring is trying hard. It's so nice to see the roads again, right? Yeah. And you remember those ruts, those horrible ruts we had on our streets? Yeah. All gone. Oh, yeah. And now you're just driving on pavement. That's one plus. And the temperatures are going up a little bit. So I'm starting to think that maybe, it's going to feel more like a vacation in the summertime. Anyway, enough about Jeff. Let's go now to a Meltdown Minute with Lou.
All right, this week we're talking about vacation, folks, and I have a lot to say, so I'll be talking fairly quickly. I do not, or at least when I was a kid, didn't really understand vacations because my parents are Italian immigrants. Not a lot of vacation taking when you're an Italian immigrant, right? And in fact, I remember saying to my dad when I was a kid, hey, I'm going to go to a cottage this weekend. And he was like, I don't understand what a cottage. I don't know why. That's not precisely my dad. My point is, I said, well, it's a house that is in the woods. And my dad was like, well, I left Italy to leave a house in the woods. So, you know what I mean? They don't get it. As I said, not a vacation taking. In fact, one of the few places we used to go when I was a kid, and I don't mean to make you feel bad, folks, was Wildwood in New Jersey. Now, to give you an indication, Wildwood made Atlantic City look classy. You understand what I'm saying? And we'd drive 3 days, car full of Italian people, some prosciutto, and provolone, and we're well on our way. And you know what I hate about vacations is when you go someplace nice and fancy, like the Dominican or wherever the case might be, and then you're at the resort, and there's like 200 kinds of food. So much food. Spoiled for choice. And there's always one schmuck and the thing who's like, the meat doesn't taste the same as it tastes at McDonald's. Did you not see the cows we drove by on the way here? They look like they're on their Atkins diet. That's why it doesn't taste the same, fuckers.
Thank you very much, Lou. And now for some Meltdown Stupidness. So you're on vacation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You were stuck in a winter hell, and you jumped on a plane, and you were able to afford to go away for a week, maybe 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. You're in this gorgeous, beautiful, hot, balmy weather, whether it's a beach, an all-inclusive resort, the sky is mostly blue, the sun feels good, there's a nice breeze, you're not wearing a parka, you're in swim trunks, you've got people bringing you drinks every 10 minutes, and yet you still find something to bitch about. This is designed, hopefully, to keep people like you, cognizant of the fact that if you're on vacation in the first place, any problem you experience is a first world problem. Be thankful that you are where you are, because there's so many people, folks, who actually can't afford to get away. But here we have 18 stupid, ridiculous, cringeworthy travel complaints. You ready for these? Okay. Number one. One hotel received a complaint about their advertised homey feel. It was apparently nothing at all like the guest's home.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What a drag.
Yeah.
Maybe you should...
If you want it home, stay the fuck home. Okay. Here's another one.
Okay.
My husband got car sick on the boat.
And boat sick on the car.
Okie doke. Here's another one. This obviously from someone with a brain. I packed for a mountaineering holiday and couldn't believe no one told me that there wouldn't be snow. I had to go out and buy new clothes.
So this person went up to the mountains and there was no snow. They're expecting snow to constantly be on the mountain, right?
I don't know. Here's the thing.
Okay.
With today's technology, you can Google shit. With today's technology, you can find out what the weather is in any city, anywhere in the world.
Yes.
You can find out all kinds of things. Why people don't educate themselves before they go on vacation? Are you tired? Are you bored? What is it? Tired or bored?
Right. No.
Bored? Are you bored of being tired? Or tired of being bored?
It's the lights that are in my eyes.
Oh, the lights.
Yeah.
Jeff's always blaming the lights.
They're making me sleepy.
All right, well, this will keep you awake. Here's another complaint from a vacationer, right?
Okay.
I spent a whole week on safari and didn't see any good animals. There was only a load of antelopes. What are you, an idiot?
See, it's a herd of deer, a pack of wolves, and a load of antelopes. And a group of crows is a murder.
Oh, my God. All right. Here's another complaint. You said the town was next to a volcano, but we went there and there was no lava. I'm pretty sure it was just a mountain.
It was Pompeii, but the volcano exploded 2,000 years ago.
Next time if you really want to go see a volcano, here's an idea. In your Google search, put active volcano.
Yeah.
Because there's tons of volcanoes that are not active, which means they're not spewing lava. And I really wish that it was spewing lava, because then some could have hit you and killed you.
You probably want to avoid that, too. It's like, we went to Tornado Alley, but there were no tornadoes. We went to the hurricane zone, but there were no hurricanes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there's only a load of antelopes.
A load of antelopes. And a murder of crows.
Okay, here we go. Here's another complaint, Jeff.
Yes.
We booked the Honeymoon Suite, and in the bathroom, there were 2 toilets side by side with no walls separating them. I'm sure he's talking about the main toilet.
Yeah.
and the little toilet, the bidet,
Yeah.
which is what a lot of places have. And so if you're that stupid, maybe, again, you should stay home because there's no point in...
Or just get a piece of cardboard and put it up.
Yeah. Okay.
If there's any cardboard available. There was no cardboard on our vacation.
You can like this one. This is the epitome of stupidity.
All right.
I love this show that we can actually see and experience the epitome of stupidity.
Yes, of course.
Here's a complaint.
Okay.
The animals at the zoo looked very sad, and it made our children cry. Can't they train them to smile?
Yeah.
Your children or the animals? Can't they train them to smile?
Well, sad animals at a zoo. Please don't get me started.
Yeah. Yeah, how about that? The fact that they're sitting in a zoo, you dumbass. Okay, here's another one. There was no sign telling you that you shouldn't get on the hot air balloon ride if you're afraid of heights.
Well, that ranks right up there with getting the coffee in your coffee cup says contents may be hot.
Yeah.
You got to put it there because there's somebody will sue you for getting acrophobia in a balloon when you're up 10,000 feet.
You know, they should have 2 lines to everything, right?
Yeah.
Normal people and stupid people that absolutely need everything laid out for them. Come on. All right, here's a great one. The local women were too beautiful. It made me feel bad about myself.
She should go to a nudist colony. Or was that the last episode?
I have no idea. It's all VR to me now, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Because as we determined, going to a nudist colony makes you feel better about your own physical appearance.
All right, here's an interesting one. A man claimed that he was no longer able to perform sexually after a chambermaid walked in on he and his wife making love and giggled at his size while leaving the room. Well,
wasn't that a Seinfeld episode? Sort of.
I don't know, but how do you know that she was? How do you know that she was giggling at your size? Here's the thing: if somebody walks in on 2 people making out or doing whatever they're doing, you might be the type of person to giggle out of nervousness, like you're embarrassed that this is awkward. It's like a natural reaction. How this guy assumes, like, did he just stop and say, here, let me pull out for a second, I gotta ask this chambermaid, are you laughing at my dick? I can't even see that happening.
Yeah, that's just overreacted.
Yep.
Next time you're having sex in a hotel room and a chambermaid walks in, don't worry about how...
Put the do not disturb thing on the door. That's what it's there for. I think that's what Jeff's trying to say. Is take precautions, man. Like,
Put do not
God's
disturb
sake.
Because I don't want you laughing at my equipment.
And so what if you're tiny? Who cares? You know what? Who cares? What is it all? You really only need an inch, right? Here we go. Here's another complaint from a traveler. The street signs weren't in English. I don't understand how anyone can get around. Well, the locals would feel differently about that because it's in their language, because the street signs are in their country and you're a visitor to that country. So you might have to learn the language, or at least, find someone who can help you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, idiot. Okay. Here's one. Someone who's obviously a very sensitive person. The beach had too many fat people. It was gross.
Wow, that's the opposite of the person who complained about too many beautiful women.
Yeah, you can't win.
I know.
You can't win. They're either too good looking or they're gross.
Do you want people that are just sort of okay looking? Is that somebody's dream vacation? That they were fairly good looking.
They were okay. I could look better than that.
They weren't models or whatever, but they weren't terribly ugly either. They were moderately good looking. Which is right what I need on a vacation.
I'm thinking that whoever wrote this one also wrote the last one. Okay. We could not enjoy the tour as our guide was too ugly. You can't be expected to admire a beautiful view when you're staring at a face like his.
You also can't look at a really bad view if your tour guide is really beautiful. It works both ways.
You can't win. You can't please some people.
If the view is beautiful, your tour guide has to be beautiful. If the view is not attractive, Jeff, your tour guide cannot be attractive. That's just the way science works.
Oh my God, these people just piss me off. Okay, here's one. Here's one. You're gonna love this. This is another traveler's complaint. Okay. We went to a Mexican restaurant in Rome, and the waiter was Italian. You assured us Italy was the best place for authentic food experience. Well, yeah, but the restauants in Italy, chances are they're going to hire Italians because they work there. Go get a scan of your head and see if you've got something wrong with your brain. Here's the one clearly from an idiot. You told us that there was a rooftop pool, but above us was just another room. Rooftop doesn't necessarily mean over your room if you're in a 40-story building and you're on the 20th floor. It's rooftop. Go up to the roof, look at the pool, turn around, and jump off.
Keep climbing those stairs or take the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you have a fear of heights, which they should warn you first.
Okay. Here's a good one. You'll understand this. Not a lot of people would, but our flight left Heathrow at 7:55. That's a.m. Okay. And they told us the flight was 2 hours, but when we landed, it was 10:55, making us miss our connection. The pilot didn't even tell us we were delayed. Okay, one thing you have to understand about traveling from one place to another is that you're going to get into different what, Jeff?
Time zones.
Time zones, that's right. And it's up to you, the stupid traveler, to figure out those time zones to know exactly what everything means. So when you plan your trip, you plan it with the time zones in mind. Okay. After being told she could reach the front desk by dialing 9, a lady complained when she was repeatedly unable to do so from her mobile phone.
Oh, yeah. Gotta figure out what else.
And here's one from someone with probably, as my mother would say, just had enough sense to fill a thimble. A man sent a complaint to Disney World, claiming that it was too touristy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's the whole friggin' point. Oh my God. I think
the tourist trap. They want you to buy stuff at the souvenir shop.
I imagine that. Here's the thing. I wish that things in this world, great things like, vacations, enjoying stuff like that, were enjoyed by sensible people. We've all, been on vacation and met some stupid people, and of course, you meet them at work, you meet them every day. They exist.
Yeah.
But bottom line is, if you get to go on vacation, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it like it's something you don't get to do every day. Enjoy it like it's your one shot, maybe this year, maybe for a couple of years, of getting out somewhere different, somewhere where the culture's different, the food's different, and try to enjoy it. Try not to find things to natter about. There's no point. You're only going to spoil it for you and possibly everyone you're with. So just stop it. Yeah. We here at the Meltdown want you to just stop it. That's all. We just want you to stop it.
Can I tell a vacation joke before we go? It's pretty funny.
Okay, go ahead. This is Jeff's vacation joke.
This has to do with travel and vacation.
Okay.
I was working as an office temp, which I used to do. And anyways, I think I was waiting for somebody to escort me into the building because I didn't have a pass. So I'm sitting in front of the desk where the commissionaires are working. And as one commissionaire says, "I'm going south for the winter. I'm going to North Gore." And so, my apologies if you don't know where North Gore is in relation to Ottawa. Technically, North Gore is actually part of Ottawa, but it's in the southern part of Ottawa.
Yeah. So next week, we are going to be talking about what, Jeff?
Crazy cults.
Crazy cults. That's right. And we're going to be looking at some really really horrible cults. I mean, things that, they do destroy lives, and I don't know how people get sucked into these things, but I guess sometimes if you're vulnerable, you got a moment of weakness, you might meet someone that, I don't know, you jibe with right away, there's a good connection, and they talk you into something, I don't know. But anyway, the only cult I want to be a part of is the Meltdown cult, and that's where we come at you every week, and sometimes we try to have a laugh, sometimes we rant, sometimes we swear. It's just what we do. But we all want you to follow us, and at one point, at the end of the season, we'll all drink the Kool-Aid at the same time. So until then, I am Norm.
And I am Jeff.
And this has been The Meltdown. Cheerio.